be walking around in such pain that no animal should have to endure. It's just pure evil.
On the early morning of October 9th, on their property in the Pactola Reservoir area, Jake and Lacey Wolf made a discovery that will forever be etched in their memory.
I walked down this 2 tracks, dropped off the ladders. Like there was so much blood it didn't even seem real.
Jake discovered Cheyenne, his wife's 15-year-old therapy horse, lying dead on the ground, immediately alerting his wife.
I saw her and I knew she was dead. And so I just dropped all my stuff and just ran to her.
Prior to the death, Cheyenne had been with the family for 6 months. She served as therapy for Lacey, who helped her deal with PTSD that she got from serving in the military. Lacey says Cheyenne was more than just a therapy horse.
She was part of the family.
Jake and Lacey claim that someone or multiple people came onto their property that morning and killed their horse.
They had either brought or found a shovel and broke the end off so that it was pointy, and they sodomized and raped her. I mean, she must have had so much internal bleeding and then she bled out.
The case is currently being investigated by the Pennington County Sheriff's Office. Lacey says they were informed by the agency that the alleged crime had to come from someone within their inner circle.
You can't even see the horses from anywhere but private property, so how they would know where they were here?
Lacey says the Sheriff's Office believes that the perpetrators came on foot and hiked in with the intention of committing the unspeakable act.
We didn't hear anything. No, I mean, I'm pretty sure she would have made a very large noise when that was happening, that she was probably sedated.
To give Cheyenne a proper send-off, the family gave the horse a Viking-style burial the same day she died. The case into the horse's death is currently ongoing. In Pennington County, Bryan Savic, Dakota Territory News. That's right, Alicia. I'm standing right outside the Taco John's here on West Main Street, which is open for business after armed robbery took place here last night. Just before 8 p.m., police say a man walked into the restaurant with a handgun demanding cash. Yet police haven't yet confirmed whether the man left with any money. Both apps provide users the ability to access digital maps when offline. Yet in the situation when technology decides to fail, you could always go old school. Now, just to give viewers at home just an idea of the scale of the sinkhole, I was able to get a pretty nice look at it. It's about 10 feet deep, and I can literally fit my entire body in this sinkhole. And for traffic restrictions, half of North Maple Avenue is closed, so people are advised when approaching the area to take a detour and drive with caution. Imagine being a fire tower watch person, just coming from break. All of a sudden, you spot a large smoke plume in the distance. After a fire erupted at a Dakota Mill and Grain plant at approximately 3 a.m. this morning, fire crews were seen working around the clock, hoping to contain the flames before the situation worsened.
Just glad it's away from everybody. Nobody's hurt. It's kind of out of the way, except for that propane company right there.
The policy applies to all workers across South Dakota because it's state law. With Rapid City's case, city employees always followed it. However, the policy was never in place in the city's employee handbook. Yet that could change on Monday. Now for this year's celebration, they're going with the theme, Come Dance With Us. As you can see behind me, people are already getting in line registering for the singing and dancing competitions. Now a really neat thing about this year, there'll be a $200,000 payout, the largest ever for the celebration. Now Alicia, I can't really dance, but I don't know about you. When I hear that large sum of money, I don't know, I might just give it a shot. Rapid City Mayor Jason Solomon and other city officials around South Dakota have raised concerns over the grocery tax repeal if it ends up passing in November.
I don't think I've heard from a mayor that's for it. So you think about it, every mayor, that list, you know, and you get mayors to agree on one thing all around South Dakota, you know that's a problem.
Some people disagree, feeling initiated Measure 28 would only be beneficial for South Dakotans and not problematic.
Would save the taxpayers $123.9 million. It says in the last sentence, it says this will not impact local government's ability to collect their tax on food.
Passing IM 28 will remove a 4.2% sales tax on anything for human consumption, except for prepared food or alcoholic beverages. Solomon feels the legislation will not only cause a burden for Rapid City, but also on smaller towns who may heavily rely on sales tax revenue.
If you're a small town like Murdo, who probably drives a lot of their sales tax revenue off their gas station off the interstate, that is really devastating to those communities.
Solomon says the wording on the legislation is very sloppy and difficult to understand.
The consumables definition is very clumsy. A lot of folks just think it's grocery tax. Well, consumables means a lot of things. Everything that you ingest in your mouth. Does it mean tobacco? Does it mean prescription pills?
There are a whole number of items because of the word consumable that they extracted in a memo from the LRC, and now they're using that as a whipping post to say that this is going to destroy the state budget.
Solomon fears IM28 could cut approximately $700 million from local and state budgets, which could force municipalities to increase property taxes to make up for potential losses.
There's always a trade-off, and one of our concerns is that if this passes, that trade-off will be felt in other areas, and whether it's property taxes, and one of the concerns is, will there be a push for a state income tax?
Weiland feels the opposition's stances are based on hypotheticals.
None of that's based on facts. It's based on fear because none of it's true. When it says it in the fiscal note that was produced that says it won't affect municipalities.
Both Solomon and Weiland encourage voters to do their homework on the grocery tax repeal before hitting the polls. Reporting in Rapid City, I'm Bryan Savic.